How can you keep the fire burning in a relationship? The reasons most partners lose their spark are long distances, conflicting schedules, or deep resentment. Even in the best of relationships, if you don't work on it, romance will fade. Spending insufficient quality time together and putting less emphasis on the relationship can leave the both of you feeling unsatisfied. Here are a few suggestions for keeping the spark alive in your relationship. 1. Express your needs. It is critical to communicate your needs to each other in order to maintain a healthy relationship. You can only get your partner to hear and regard your needs if you establish an open line of communication. It is critical to lay out all relevant facts and feelings so that you can build a solid foundation for communication. 2. Every week, ask a new question. What makes you feel loved differs from what makes your partner feel loved. We all have distinct emotions and love languages, which means we express and give love in diverse ways. Make it a fun game by assigning each of you a weekly task to do. You can schedule a mystery date night, bring flowers home on any given day, and remark each other's appearance once or twice weekly. 3. Prioritize intimacy dates. Intimacy dates are a natural method to enhance a physical connection in a relationship. It's a good idea to plan ahead of time and select locations with few distractions. The purpose of intimacy dates is to keep the flame blazing in your sexual relationship. The ultimate aim of an intimate date does not have to be physical intimacy. 4. Make an effort to impress one another. Make sure you look and feel your best for your partner, be it using body oil after a shower or wearing heels for some dinner date. Transmit the same desire and tenderness you displayed for them at the start. 5. Sharing or having a good laugh. Keeping the flame alive in a relationship requires a lot of laughter. Try something that will cheer you up as much as it will help you create trust. It's far too short of a life to take things too seriously, especially when doing so extinguishes your fire. 6. Refrain from playing the blame game. When a relationship's physical and emotional demands aren't satisfied, frustration sets. Instead of blaming and criticizing, which has a detrimental impact on the relationship, partners should work together to figure out what is causing intimacy issues. Partners, not individuals, should have a shared intimacy experience. 7. Create a close relationship. Make sure your partner feels wanted if you want to keep your relationship alive. Inciting intimacy reminds your partner that you care about them and need to stay near to them. Most people will struggle to initiate physical affection and intimacy because of unresolved fears or anxieties about rejection. 8. Feed them kisses on a regular. It's critical to ensure that kissing remains a component of your relationship once you're seeing someone. Kissing isn't just for saying hello and goodbye or for initiating intimacy. When there is little expectation or cause, kiss intensely and deeply. 9. Look people in the eyes. Romance does not have to be triggered by grand gestures or public displays. Through eye contact, the brain feels closer to another individual. Aim at making eye contact whenever you're talking so your partner knows you're paying attention and can connect with you better. 10. Put down your phone. Take advantage of every time you have together. Set your phone aside when you're eating, talking, or watching a movie. Keep in mind your presence anytime you're together. 11. Make changes rather than waiting for your partner to do so. If you repeatedly ask them to say or do more romantic and unique things, this could seem like badgering. Instead of always asking, consider how much more you can start with your partner. Your spouse will notice your additional effort and be motivated to reciprocate. Be liberal with your affections, and if you genuinely love them, show it. 12. Spice it up. Seeing your partner in a new setting will teach you things you never noticed about them, whether it's traveling to a new location or attempting something new. Being cut off from anything familiar and experiencing cultural shock causes partners to clutch to one another tighter, boost communication, and instill a spirit of adventure and spontaneity in their relationship. You might even fall back in love with your sweetheart all over again. Do something nice for your lover without waiting for them to ask. It's tough to remain enraged when someone is being polite and generous to you. You might be surprised to learn that your companion reciprocates your gestures. Always keep in mind that a limited sex life, sleeping in separate rooms, and not holding hands are all signs that the spark is fading away. You'll learn what the spark is and how to tell when it's gone in this expanded section. The spark is the classic infatuation emotion at the start of a relationship. The thrill wears off as you become more at ease and acquainted with the other person. It's also easy to become caught up in life's distractions and lose sight of the qualities you admired in them at first. A few red flags are listed below. 1. You'd rather stay in than go out on dates. It is a significant red flag if you don't want to be seen publicly with your partner. It might just be a clue that things between you aren't going well if it feels too much like bother or if they're hesitant to go out on a date. 2. There isn't any romance. It's a real issue if you see each other as pals or acquaintances rather than loving partners. Flirting or complimenting one another must always make one another feel valued. It's not a great sign if you don't indicate that you still care about and love one another. 3. You have never kissed perfectly. You might kiss on the cheek, so where's the intense kissing? That's a crucial method for you to bond, and it'll give you the thrills you felt when you first began dating. A beautiful kiss is sometimes more satisfying than sex. 4. You're no longer concerned with how you appear to him. If you do not feel like putting out an effort into looking your best for him occasionally, it's clear that things for both you and your partner are deteriorating. 5. You don't bother to text. You've become lazy if you're sending each other single-word responses or not responding to the other's texts for hours since you assume you'll see yourselves on the weekend. Even though you're buddies doesn't mean you can't put out some attention when it comes to sending messages. 6. You don't have any sex. You're missing out from a vital element of your relationship if you've not had sex in months, if not years. It's particularly troubling if you used to be in a stable and fulfilling relationship but are now locked in a sex rut. 7. At home, you're independent. You're nothing but roommates if you eat in separate rooms or spend most of your leisure time without seeing each other. You should feel like you're sharing your lives, rather than just sharing a flat where you can do your stuff. 8. He no longer refers to you as baby. It's not a good indicator when he changes your nickname from something beautiful to one he could easily use on a few of his male friends because it's more of a sarcastic moniker. It's more striking if the nickname is derogatory, though he says it's a joke. 9. You haven't got much to say. When you and your partner's communication begins to shift, that's an indication that your relationship is evolving as well. Perhaps it's not for the best, and maybe you've suddenly lost interest in your lover that you'd like to put an end to it because you no longer discuss serious topics. 10. You're constantly socializing. You haven't had an intimate date with your lover in a long time. Perhaps you're seeking your friends and family to make you feel better. You may be weary with your relationship since you're constantly hanging out with several people.